All right, so we're on the creek today and we're going to do a little metal detecting. Now, unfortunately, it was raining all morning until just after lunch. So it's about 2:30 right now. So we probably only have about, I don't know, 3-4 hours maximum down here today before evening comes on. Now, I'm at a spot where I have detected quite a bit. And I found a lot over the years too. It's getting a little more scarce. Scarce than it used to be, but I wanted to try out the new vortex down here just to see if I could hear any signals that I might have missed with the AT Max. And we're going to hunt without, or detect without headphones so you can hear the machine. So let me go ahead and we'll get it set up and see if we can find at least one bullet or coin or something cool. Okay, so this should probably be set up like the last time I used it, which was the first time I used it. Let's just turn it on. And so we're in 0 program, 13 kilohertz. We'll just try that for now. No headphones, so that's going to be blinking for a little bit. Plenty of battery power, and we just have 1 bar when we're not in multi-frequency. Before I get going, I might as well just show you some iron. There's a big piece of iron right there. It's junky, but this is what it's going to sound like the way I have it set up right now. Hear that low buzz? That's an iron signal. And that's going to be iron too. That's going to be all that that piece right there. There's something else over there, but we're not going to mess with it. I pumped up on land for a minute because I don't want to get too wet, and it's about 4 feet deep right there. But I got a good signal right here, so let's go ahead and dig this. I think it's reading in the 80s. All right, whatever it is, it's right here. So this is our first water target for this detector, and I got it in my hand already. All right, there it is, our first target. So I'm not too disappointed because this is brass. Somebody threw in the brass. I guess that's to a stove actually. Yeah, okay, so this is to like a little Coleman stove, a little propane stove. That's where the bottle would screw into it right there. That's where the gas would come out, and of course the adjustment valve. So first target with the vortex in the water, and it's well, not a great one, but we didn't get fooled by the squeak. Check us out. It's another one of those spotted lantern flies doing this little matey thing. Look how fat he is. Those must be eggs in there. See, what I want to do is I'm going to pitch him out in the water. Maybe a big old fishy will have some little snack. I want you to kill him when you see him anyway. I do have a signal behind me, but let me pitch him out in the water first. So there's one. So it's reading, kind of jumping around a little bit. So let's go ahead and dig that. All right, there's the test. I don't remember where it was exactly, but all right, we got the beeper. We're buzzing right here. All right. I think I got it moved. Nice that the water power was a little bit faster here. Bullet! All right. So that, my friend, is a Civil War mini ball. Dropped. That's a beauty right there. So that's what, our maybe second or third target. But yeah, that's a mini ball, man. It's the first mini ball in the water with the vortex, and it came pretty quick. Let's find some more. All right, so one thing I have noticed that's a little bit of a problem, but not too much, is that when I put it in the water, it got much quieter. I guess there's water in the speaker, but I can still hear it without the headphones. And normally, I mean, I hunt with the headphones almost all the time, 99.9% of the time. But it's a little bit quieter now, but it's still okay. I'm going to go ahead and bump up the volume. I think I got it on 7 now, but let's go ahead and bump it up to, there's the volume. I got it on 8. I just changed it, so that's all the way up. But you'll see it's quieter now. Got a good signal right in here, though. Could be a bullet. All right, so that's good signal, not too deep. I don't think we're going to be able to see it. No underwater action. Let's see if we can get it with a pinpointer. Move some of these rocks out of the way. Try that again. Okay, I'm not hearing it. Ah, there it is, back toward me. So we'll fan it. And what that will do is get the sand and the small rocks out of the way. And make it easier for us to pick it up. Okay, now I think I moved it when I did that. So it's possible it could be a piece of aluminum, melted aluminum. All right, so this is some melted aluminum, and that gave us a nice high squeak, and it always will. It'll sound louder than just a little piece of aluminum because it's melting and it's got more density. This would be from somebody's soda cans or beer cans that they threw in the campfire, and it melted. Then the water, when the floods come, it just washes it all down river. So we're going to be digging some more of this today. You have to dig it because it's a nice high squeak, could be a coin. So I did discover one thing also I want to share with you real quick. You know, I was telling you how it got quieter when I put the thing underwater and brought it back up. All you have to do is blow on the speaker and it just makes it loud again. So just blow on the speaker right there, get the water off of it, and then you're good to go again. All right, let's see what this target is right here. I gotta find it again though. Top of that rock. Well, let's see what it is. Shouldn't be too hard to get. Whee! All right, I'm gonna fan it a little bit. Still squeaking really loud. All right, what is it? Oh, it's another bullet. All right, this is awesome, dude. All right, so this is a bullet that's definitely been fired 100%. And you notice how the back of it is mushed out like that. And the way that happens is when these bullets are fired, and after a while, they're fired through the barrel and they're spinning around like that, going through the air. But after a while, they start to lose their energy and they start to tumble. All bullets will tumble after a while, like that. So this thing hits something backwards and slightly off center and makes it into a little, what we call a Mexican hat looking bullet. Now, some people think that, maybe the soldier loaded this backwards and fired it, but that's pretty hard to do, and no soldier in his right mind would do it on purpose. Typically, when you're firing your weapon, you want to hit what you're firing at, especially if you're in battle. All right, so I went ahead and switched over to the standard mode, and what that does is it just cuts out some of the iron. I want to see if that just quiets it down just a little bit. I got a good signal right here. It's a little low, but I'm going to go ahead and dig that. Fortunately, it's in the cobbles, so it might take us a few minutes to get down to it. All right, so this is what it is. It's a piece of copper wire. So that's why it was giving us a nice tone. Not a wonderful find, but it is something I missed with the Max. And again, I'm still in this first little pool where we started. So remember that this thing is going to sink on you. So be very careful. It's not going to be bobbing, in the waves near you. It's going to go right to the bottom. Now, one thing I do like about this, as opposed to the AT series like the AT Max and AT Pro, is I'm going to be able to put a tether on here that's not too long, but is long enough so that when I get a signal, I can just drop the machine to my side and it will just stay right there. Now, the AT series was very awkward the way the box was. The machine would always like roll over, and it was very awkward to have a tether on, so I never used that. But when I use other types of machines that had basic shapes like this, like the Fishers, Technetics, and stuff like that, which I've used a lot, I always tethered those with a piece of string. And I'll do the same to this, and I'll show you how I did that. But I think that's pretty important since they do sink. This is a big piece of, it looks like mostly melted aluminum. Got some other type of metal in there with it too. But yeah, those always sound good, man. You just have to dig them if you want to get all the relics. That's too big for a bullet, whatever it is. Oh, I think I can see it. Looks like a piece of copper pipe. Yep, so this is a little piece of copper tubing. Give a really good signal. So I'm still finding lots of pieces of aluminum and stuff, but I got a slightly different signal here. That might be a bullet. And up under that green stuff. See, it's in the 70s and not the 80s. That all that melted aluminum and copper was in the 80s. All right, see what it is. I'm not going to put you under, I promise. It's a clay layer here. It's down a little ways. Down on the bedrock, so that's a good sign. It's probably heavy. I thought it was in my hand. Yeah, I moved it, so. Alright, so my hand, I'm going to guess that's a bullet because I can feel something pretty heavy. Let's see what she is. You ready? Uh-oh, look at that. That, my friend, is another Civil War bullet. That's a 69 caliber mini ball or mini ball. You see it's got 3 grooves in it and it's really big. So that's a nice bullet right there. That was loud too, wasn't it? I'm not saying I would not have heard these things with the AT Max, but I will say I've been over this area pretty good. Last time I was down here, I did pretty good with the Maxos. So I could have just, well, obviously I just missed these. But so far I'm very happy with this machine, even though it's still a prototype. Here's an interesting little find I just made. I kind of smashed it on a rock because I didn't know what it was, but I'm thinking now it's probably an old pocket knife, and I think that's silver right there. I think it's got a silver inlay. Not 100%. You see a little bit of brass sticking out of it too. I did find a really old pocket knife here the last time I was here, so it's not too unusual to find them. Nice little find though. I'll try to clean it up a little bit, but that's pretty far gone. Well, I've got a little piece of brass right there. I think it's probably going to be a flat button. Ooh, and an old worm. I've found some pretty cool buttons here in the past. Alright. Yeah, it's too big for a coin. Like a penny. Alright, awesome. Shotgun shell. This is actually the base to a shotgun shell. You can see here. Man, it looks like a button. That's the primer in the middle. You can see it's been struck. And when you flip it over, it's got that type of attachment. It's not really attachment. On the back, that's the part of the primer. It doesn't have a loop for thread. It's a shame. Kind of shine it up a little bit, got a nice little design on it, and it will have the maker right there too. New club. I have myself a beauty. That's a nice Civil War bullet, 69 caliber. That could even be dropped actually. You notice it's white, mostly white. It could have been up in this bank here for most of its life, and they got washed out in a flood. So normally if they've been underwater their whole life, at least, you know, for the past 160 years, it'd be a lot grayer than that. But that's a beautiful bullet right there, man. I would have gotten you out, but I've been digging a lot of just pieces of can and stuff in this general area, and I was thought it might be another one of those, so I didn't get you out. It's pretty sweet, isn't it? It was down deep too. Real happy with that. So I had to leave that bank over there because the gnats or no-see-ums or whatever they are were just terrible. And they're out here too, so I'm going to be skedaddling back toward the where we put in, and we'll get out of here in a minute. However, I think I have a really cool find here. I'm having trouble getting out from the crack of the rock, but I think it's a Civil War artillery fuse. Now, I have found them down here before, and I found artillery shells here, but I'm pretty sure this is a fuse. May not be. I'm going to put you under. I want you to take a look, and then we're going to wiggle it and try to get it out of there. Kind of hard to see from up here, but it's definitely threaded, whatever it is. So go under and tell me what you think. I'll try to get the shadow out for you. Hold your breath. Well, that's 100% not an artillery shell fuse, but it's made out of the same type of material, and it probably has just about the same amount of brass in it. So that's some type of fitting. I don't know if it's a gas fitting or water fitting. It's hard to say really, but oh well. I really did thought we had a fuse there. I could feel those little threads, and I was like, woohoo! But now it's more like, let's keep moving along. Well, I just found another bullet, another nice mini ball. Oh, most excellent. I think I may have another. I just dug it right there, and I think I may have another one over here. Now, that's reading too high, I think, maybe. Again, this is, you know, I haven't used this machine much, but there it is. Okay, that's not a mini ball. I was reading like 82. The minis seem to be reading in the 70s, upper 60s, 70s with this machine. Now this, my friend, is pretty cool. It says a lot about this detector and what I think is, well, what I know it can do now. I had a nice little squeaker in here and I dug around for it. It was too high for a bullet, so I thought it was probably just a piece of copper. And indeed it is. That right there is a wheat penny. It is attached to a piece of iron, and I could hear that penny clearly, even though there was, you know, iron right there with it. So I think that's pretty cool right there. Unless that's a little pocket knife. It could be. I don't know. There's a little split right there, but that's definitely a nice little find. A wheat penny. Woohoo! That's pretty awesome. We're almost back to my gear, and we're going to get the heck out of here. Those little gnats are still biting me. Looks like we could have another mini ball. There's a little pocket right here. Is a big clay area. So we're digging in the solid clay. I don't know, it could be dropped, I suppose. Probably fired though. That's all right. So this looks like more of that copper tubing and that little valve looking thing that I found. I don't know, I guess it almost looks like a faucet. Could be wrong though, but that sure does. You see something turns, but I don't think the water would be the pipe would be that small, you know. So not sure what that goes to. Probably never find out, unless one of you guys know what it is and you let us know. Please do, seriously, if you do. All right, so I'm going to give you just like a quick roundup and my thoughts on that detector. I think it's going to be a really good detector. There's a couple little things I'm going to recommend they take a look at before they come out with the final product. I think we did really well. I mean, this is only the second time I've ever used it. First time in the water. In this particular place, I've hit a lot. I don't think I would have found this many bullets using my AT Max. So I'm very, very hopeful this is going to be a great machine. But we'll just have to see what the final form is. Let's take a look at what we found. I got rid of all the little copper tubes and stuff because they were cut my hand on them from my arm. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got half a dozen bullets. But this coin that is attached to, I think it's a little tiny baby pocket knife. Not 100%. And you can see a lot of the junk we found. This melted aluminum always sounds good. These are some bases of shotgun shells. Now the thing about the junk, so when you're relic hunting, you got to dig it if you want to find all of the relics. Because little buttons can sound just like that stuff, and little ID discs or ID pins can sound really, really illuminate, like small aluminum things. So you got to dig it. If I were just digging coins, probably wouldn't have dug any of that. But we're not in the tot lot, so we're in the real world. All right, hope you enjoyed the video. We'll get you some more, I promise. She'll take the ring from your hand and bury it in the sand and keep it for eternity. Mother Earth, she's got her secrets she's promised to keep, hidden in her dirt or deep in her creek. Mother Earth, she ain't saying